you literally in real time could go to 2 different reputable websites and find conflicting stories on what happened to Rey Mysterio in that match.
So Rey Mysterio, if you know, for anybody who didn't watch SmackDown, Rey Mysterio did his typical slide out of the ring, was on the outside. Santos did a suicide dive of sorts, hit Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio flew back, hit his head on the mat, and from there, we went to commercial break, came back, and the match was officially just done. They just called it off. And that's wrestling. That happens. I don't think anything that happened there was real out of the ordinary. This isn't one of those moments where I'm going to talk about how dangerous wrestling can be. That was oh shit, something went wrong. Something happened. And there's dangers in any sport where you make physical contact with each other. So that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the reporting after the incident. Because it was very unclear as far as, first off, WWE not making it clear on, is Rey Mysterio okay or is he really injured? So then I went to official WWE web news sites, not official, but sites that are reputable, right? And I clicked and I looked through their articles and I found articles that said, this is all a work. This is all part of the story. This is how they wanted that match to go. And I went, I don't like that story. That doesn't make sense to me. But then I clicked some other websites and I found, no, Rey's actually hurt. And you literally in real time could go to 2 different reputable websites and find conflicting stories on what happened to Rey Mysterio in that match. And it absolutely, that is absolutely not a good thing for the sport of professional wrestling. It's just not. And it got me to thinking the only way that WWE could really fix this, and it makes sense, most major sports companies do this already. Why does WWE just not issue a weekly injury report or even a real-time injury report on WWE.com? And don't tell me, it breaks the fourth wall, it breaks kayfabe. Most people don't really, anybody who's willing to go that deep to that level to check it out, that has concern for Rey Mysterio's health, they're not the person who's going to be affected by finding out Rey Mysterio's really hurt. It's not going to ruin the story for them. But if WWE had just a section of the website that you could click on and you were able to identify real quick, Rey Mysterio, head injury, part of a storyline, expected back at this time, that would be nice. Or if it said Rey Mysterio, head injury, this is a real injury, details to come, that would be extremely nice. It would be nice to be able to, in real time, look up what has happened to these people that, the reality is, as wrestling fans, we do have affection for these people, especially, I would say, the casual fan whose relationship with wrestling is based less on the X's and O's and more on the personal connection that they take to certain wrestlers, right? Certain little kids have a strong affinity for Rey Mysterio. And so, if your kid has to go to school the next day and they're like, I don't know if fucking Rey Mysterio's dying, I don't know what's going on, it might be nice to be able to comfort them. And I get the argument that it breaks kayfabe and it takes you, but to me, in 2023, and the way wrestling is booked to kind of blur the lines of reality, I do believe that it doesn't break kayfabe enough. Some people are just concerned with the health of certain wrestlers, whether it's a real injury or it's a work, it doesn't make sense. And when you go online the next day, and with the amount of news sources there are, it's absolutely ridiculous to be able to click on 2 websites at the same time and see one story that says Rey Mysterio's just fine, that's the way they wanted the story to go, versus, Rey Mysterio's really hurt, it's a concussion, and now they've got to alter the story. That's not good for business. That's absolutely not good for business, WWE.
Step in the ring, if you ready, let's go. Ay, casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE. Keep it rolling and hosted by Notorious NerdyD. Don't be sure that you gon' find. Tune in cause it's online. Hit 'em with a figure 4 driver, a clothesline. We bringing that heat like for show. But you